I'll show you how it's done. Shazam!
Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel here at Underdeveloped, where we do everything, movies and shows, we react to them, and we're gonna get into books and more games. It's gonna be a real fun year. Well, it's gonna be real fun next year. Still at the end of this year. I have a bunch of Christmas stuff coming up, by the way. But without further ado, today we are doing yet again another movie review to Y2K, A24 film. Actually, I know some people that actually worked on this movie. Yeah, it actually was local. I'm pretty sure it was in New York.
I didn't even realize it took place in New York, to be perfectly honest with you.
No, I mean it was filmed.
I know what you meant. It's like
I didn't emphasize it in the story with.
Yeah, like I never would have thought it was in New York specifically. To be perfectly honest.
I mean, it could have been Jersey. Actually, now I'm thinking about it.
I could buy a Jersey. Jersey kind of makes sense.
But it's all places in New York. You know, New York is bigger than just
I know.
the areas you think.
I know, but it's like It's just that it doesn't have any locales in the movie itself that scream New York to me.
No, but then you have a place like Long Island. That's a place in Queens that's very rural.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't sound you just aware that the places like that in New York City.
I know there are, but like when you think New York, like when you think New York, you don't think fucking Long Island. No one thinks Long Island when they think New York.
Yeah, everybody thinks Manhattan. Yeah, because okay, so Y2K is Y2K. I mean, everyone's heard about it at some point. The turn of the millennium, everyone was on the notion that that electronics was gonna like shut out basically just a whole
more specifically computers,
like a worldwide tech like outage basically. And some people theorized it was gonna be like some kind of like Armageddon, right?
I mean, kinda, but not really like Armageddon, because when you say things like Armageddon, that's has more of a biblical lens on it. When people are thinking that it was like going to be an apocalypse scenario, it's more that all the money's not going to work because all the banks are reliant on computers, and if all the computers don't work, then who knows how much money one has, and the whole economic system's going to collapse, and everyone's going to be struggling for supplies. So more that kind of sense of apocalypse is what people are anticipating, not so much the literal end of the world.
Okay. I heard about like some. I mean, I'm pretty sure I heard like about like this, like the people thought it was gonna be like a real life like not necessarily Armageddon or apocalypse, just like honestly this like end of world type scenario, like the tech is gonna go crazy and shut down. Everyone's just gonna be like everything's going dark. Basically.
It was very much a parodied idea many times around that general area, because it's mostly something that was brought up upon just by mass hysteria, just people going crazy, getting mad paranoid over this thing they barely understand, while the people who actually did understand are trying to patch that bug out of the computer so they'd actually work right once the numbers went from 99 to 2000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and and this movie pretty much takes that parrot idea and makes it to reality.
Well, it even adds a whole bunch of other things.
Like what?
Like the machines becoming alive and killing people. That's a whole new thing that Y2K never had any association with. Even the most ludicrous claims beforehand had nothing to do with that. And this movie's like, you know what? Fuck it. The robots are not... The computers are now alive. They're going to control any bit of other electronic technology, and they're going to just destroy all of humanity and assimilate the rest of you.
That happens in the movie, but I figured it all played into like what they thought.
No, it really doesn't. The thing is, like, given how the movie starts, you'd think it would be a little more faithful, because, like, they perfectly recreate a desktop from 1999. They perfectly recreate a whole bunch of looks and attitudes and music and feel from that era. So you'd think that it would have had a more faithful resolution as that what would actually have happened, what people thought Y2K would have been. But no, it just goes right off left field, like, nah, fuck it. We're just going to go crazy with this.
You know what? Yeah, you I guess you better just doing a synopsis yourself.
Okay. I'll handle that real now. So the synopsis of Y2K is about these two teenage boys, and that it's near the turn of the millennium. They're kind of losers. They just want to get laid. They get bullied a lot by this fucking jackass played by Eduardo Franco. And basically, that's like their whole big thing is that they want to get laid. It's like an American Pie kind of story. But they have a whole bunch of running jokes about this fucking condom and shit. On a condom, like, oh, one of us will get to use this tonight, I swear. Well, anyway, they go to a big New Year's Eve party with a whole bunch of people from their high school. But then, of course, Y2K happens, and it's real, but it gets twisted because now the computers are basically murder-hungry robots, and they start killing a whole bunch of people in the party. Even people who you think are going to be long-standing characters throughout the rest of the movie.
No, said, what? Wipe out.
That's one of the things I respect about this movie. They respect to kill off major characters.
I mean,
that's
they
ballsy.
make sure to keep the central characters, but
yeah,
they do kill off other
they kill off a lot of the cast
that you thought was gonna be like, oh, it was gonna be right, at least for a while, but no, they killed them off pretty quickly.
Yeah,
and
it toys your expectations
abruptly.
well. Yeah, but basically after that, the whole movie just turns into the main guy trying to get the girl and also trying to save everyone around him as just everyone starts dying, and he learns more about the robot's plan that they're going to assimilate people and basically enslave whatever humanity is left and just kill the rest. And on the way they meet Fred Durst, and more people die, and they make more jokes, and then until we eventually get our happily ever after, more or less. That's basically the plot of Y2K, a meandering movie that just has a bunch of random shit happen.
Yeah, American Pie came out the same year this movie's supposed to take place, so it makes sense that it comes off initially as like a American Pie-esque comedy, like this two dudes just want to get laid in high school.
Yeah, it's very much that kind of vibe. It very much reminded me throughout like the first 20-30 minutes of the movie, I want to say, roughly speaking. Probably closer to 20 now that I think about it. Because beginning it starts off like it's a little slice of life of what it was like to live in like that specific period of time.
Yeah, bringing up music, styles, is really old school. And it may seem like this is like honestly retro at this point, because 2000 you still look at it as like still kind of modern era, but it's like actually
because we grew up with it.
Yeah, I mean at this point I was still like 2 or 3, so not technically, but I was alive.
Yeah, like I was a little older than you, so I was like I barely remember 2000 at all. I don't remember anything. I don't remember really anything outside of my memory. Really dates from like 04 above. Mm-hmm. Like I have little memories from before 04, like some of 03 and some of 02, a little bit of a tiny bit, barely. But my main memory is really from 04 and above. That's when really like when grade school started. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like Spider-Man 2 in theaters. Catwoman and Catwoman and iRobot being in theaters on the same time, like that. Yeah, that was for me when my memories really started to start. Like honestly remember, you know, and like 06, 07, 05, you know, I mean, like past that is when I'm really remember it fully. So that's like that's on my. So I don't remember part 2000s, but 2000 was still and late 90s was still like pretty much part of that 2000s culture, because that was pretty much the beginning of it. So it still was pretty much viewed as modern at that time. So this is still look as modern by me because I was around, but like this is like retro. Like you could be born in the year 2000 and be 24 right now, a full grown adult. You would be, yeah.
So that tells you this is like
drink and vote and die for your country and all that shit.
Yeah, well after. So
well, yeah.
So like that show you 2000s, like you know what I mean, like there's like celebrities now they're like born like 2010, like mid 2000s. Like my little cousin is born 04. He's like 17. No, I'm not. He's like 19 now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He must have been born late in 04, or else he'd be 20 already.
If he does, because he probably just turned 20. Nah, he's there before December, so he's 20 now. Okay, born 05. Nah, he's born 04. Cause that's when I visited Florida and she was pregnant. So either he's born early 05 or later 04. I don't know his birthday too much. So it's either be 19 to 20 now.
Okay.
But at the point, like I remember when he was born.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my grandma babysitted kids back in the days. All of them, like some of them on high school now. Actually about to go to college. Girlfriends. It's crazy.
Hey, yeah.
So my little brother's born 2010.
Bro, man.
My brother's born 2010. He's 14 right now. That's crazy to me too. So it was like, yo, it's like you could be born 2010 and be in high school now.
Yeah.
That's how long ago that was. 2010, you could be born in 2010 and be in high school right now, high school freshman.
Yeah, which is crazy because 2010 was the year I started high school, so I feel super old.
Yeah. 20. Oh, to me, well, I was still in middle school. I was in 7th grade, going in 8th grade. I graduated in 2011, so I started high school in late 2011. So this really is a year after you when I started high school. Like, they say so you're only really a grade.
Yeah, I'm just one grade over you, man.
Damn, but you should be 2 though.
No, it's because of how. Again, like I have a friend who I had a friend growing up who was also a December baby, so I'm used to this. It's like there's some people who are born that late in the year, they just kind of get like shuffled into the year before them. The way that like they're always the youngest people in that class.
Okay, so I should be 2 years below you then.
Yeah, you should, but because how our education system works, you weren't. You were shoved in with kids that are just months older than you.
I mean, but there's a lot of kids I know that is a grade. Like one of my good friends, Chris. He was born December 23rd or some shit. Or December 21st. Actually, I think he's born Christmas Day. No, that's my cousin. He's born like December 21st around that, and he was shoved in and he starts school. He's a grade below me.
Well, yeah, that's because school isn't usually open that late. A lot of schools aren't even open that late in the year, so they probably consider it too late to like have them in. The cutoff point for that is usually around January.
Yeah, so I was like always young.
Yeah.
But somebody just decided to do late. But yeah, that's why I was 17 when I graduated high school. Like I was 16 coming in as a senior. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
I was 17 in college. You know, like. That was crazy.
I know exactly what you mean. Because then, like one of my closest friends back then, he was born like December 16th. So I totally understand what you're going through because I saw it with him.
Yeah. It was the latest shit in here. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So this movie to me, I mean, certain things I thought was kind of ridiculous, like the Walter Franco, like his death is kind of like just unsatisfying. That's kind of rough. I just don't buy it. Like I think he just like literally falls like 2 feet above the ground, and he like immediately dies. I'm like, all right, that's just, I guess it's played up for jokes or whatever, but this is like kind of crazy. Like that's like very like I just thought it was like a very like unrealistic and unsatisfying death. I mean, I've seen people survive that. Like injuries worse than that, so it's like I mean I guess it could happen, but to me the likelihood is like he would have survived. I just couldn't fuck with it. But that's just one thing though. Overall, like killing all the other guys that to me is made for like I mean it just kind of killed story. You kind of killed potential storylines. I mean I get the idea like to raise the stakes up by killing a lot of, but he kind of just kind of gutted people quickly, maybe a little more gradually to let certain things flow. Just being a little more satisfying.
Yeah.
And also the main love story to me wasn't interesting.
No, it's the same generic
Hollywood. Nice guy likes the popular girl with a dick. He like has to rescue her. We just talked about a movie before we recorded this that negates the whole concept, which is the Last American Virgin, and kind of like, so I'm like, it's kind of a tired trope.
Oh, super tired. It was tired even back when that movie was made.
Yeah, okay, this one already been done for like 20 years.
Yeah. Well, just like honestly, this movie has a lot of things I think are fine in theory, but it's bad in execution. And a big part of that is the dark humor the movie has. It's not that the dark humor. I think a lot of it could work. Like even then, I think Eduardo Franco's death could have worked better. Well, I'm not sure if it would have been that funny, but I think it would have worked better if it wasn't so close after the death of another character, Danny. Which his death, but you're supposed to take that death seriously, and immediately after you'd have a death that's played as a joke. That totally undermines the seriousness of the entire situation.
I mean, if I'm being rude, that death I didn't take seriously neither. I thought it was a little too dramatic. I guess so.
It wasn't over dramatic enough to be funny.
It wasn't. I mean, but also wasn't done like with any kind of like real like weight to it. It kind of just happened. It's like he kind of made this joke about a condom. It's like you got to use that. Like, I mean, yeah, it was somewhat sad, but it's not that sad. Like I just couldn't take most of these deaths. I couldn't take seriously because I felt the death was just kind of cheap. You know what I mean? Like kind of played off for like it kind of gives you the vibe like you're not able to take it seriously. Like just a ridiculous movie. And it's just purposely trying to be over the top. Yeah, so it can take a lot of the death seriously.
But that's my problem with this movie. It's not over the top enough to be an over the top funny comedy. The thing is, like, for example, it has the straight up romance romance plot going on, and like, no, if you were supposed to be an actual comedy, you'd make jokes about this romance. You would not play this romance straight. And playing the romance straight means you're obviously supposed to take some bits seriously and some bits as not seriously, and that just doesn't work for me. Go one way or the other, but this half and half shit ain't doing it for me.
I agree. I mean, that's like the biggest problem with this movie for sure.
Yeah, I completely agree. Just wow, like the movie itself has a lot. I mean, the movie itself has a lot of moments that are kind of charming. Some funny little things here and there, but as a whole, I really don't think it meshes well together at all. I think there's a lot of missed potential here. Honestly, I think it probably would have liked this a little more if it was just a straight up just what the movie was in the beginning instead of just the actual Y2K stuff. Because I feel like the tone gets way too much for me when it gets that way.
Yeah, because it pretty much goes very like sci-fi, Skynet kind of vibe. And I think that actually like I prefer to see like a 2000s style rom-com but back then, you know what I mean, like when that genre was kind of popular, just done in that way, you know what I mean,
because
like
it was a
that'd have
nice
been
little
cool
novelty to see how well they actually recreated that look.
Yeah, because I was really into that. It'd been a nice little nostalgia trip, and I'm like, okay, kind of paying homage to that era. I fuck with it, you know what I mean. And you can still have the Y2K thing lingering, but that could be like the end of the movie, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2000, and boom, the movie end. Like I'd rather something like that rather than a scene like just including all this like Y2K shit.
Yeah, or even then, if you just like played a Y2K scenario that would have been what people would have expected it to be at the time, I think that itself would also have been more interesting.
But that would have drastically changed the tone of the movie though. But
it would have, but again, like I think that would have worked better than what they did.
Yeah, either go the rom-com route like that, or you could do that route too, and you could really get into the Y2K stuff.
Yeah,
and that could have been like something a little more deeper, a little more serious. But that probably been a better movie. But he tried to do like a bunch of shit in one, and it just kind of turned into a mess.
Yeah,
personally.
Really.
Because usually this is crazy. Because A24 usually has high rated movies. A24 rarely has any movies that are low in reviews, and this one is.
It happens on occasion, but super rare.
Out of all the A24 movies I've seen, and none of them were in low score. It was at least in the 70s, 80s range. None of them went below 70. This is the first film that went low. So this is like easily A24's biggest flop. Because A24 thing, the whole thing is about
this is their biggest flop in a while, at least, definitely.
I mean, what other film that they made that had bad reviews?
Tusk got pretty bad reviews.
What film was that?
It was the one where the guy turns into a walrus.
Who's in it?
I don't fucking remember who's in it. I don't remember as any named actors in that. Like, at least like big named actors, I mean. But yeah, like
Justin Long.
Oh.
This is early 2014 then, because this is 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the views actually a little bit higher, but it's around the same.
Yeah. Like, I know there's a couple other early ones that are kind of around that general vibe because of rating.
But what I mean in terms of A24's prime though.
Yeah. Like, this isn't what you would associate A24 with now. Like, A24 has honestly been doing really fucking good these last couple of years.
Yeah,
high
quality films.
Yeah, their two highest grossing movies both came out within the last 2 to 3 years.
Yep, and they pretty much have a record and a reputation of making high quality, high reviewed work.
Yes.
And this isn't. So this is like actually a huge flop of A24.
Yeah, it absolutely is. This is like I understand they might want to go a little outside the wheelhouse every once in a while, do something a little different, invest in a different creator who's just kind of embraces the more weird aspects of A24 without so much the rest of A24, I guess. Mm-hmm. But this wasn't worth it.
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we're done bashing on this movie. I don't think we have anything more meaningful to say, frankly. So please make sure to like, subscribe button, and we'll catch you next time for some more content.
Later, guys.